Imagine this. Every morning, James wakes up, drinks his coffee, checks his phone, and heads to work. But before he even earns a single dollar that day, a big chunk of his paycheck is already gone. Vanished. Not by choice, but because of debt. Credit cards, student loans, rent, car payments, obligations stacking up like weights around his ankles. He works harder and earns more, but somehow he's still barely treading water. Sound familiar? He's not alone. Nearly 3 out of 4 working Americans are carrying debt. Worse, more than half of them believe they'll never escape it. Debt has become so normalized that few even question it anymore. It's just a part of life. But what if I told you this isn't just bad luck or personal failure? It's a deliberate system designed to keep you broke. Banks, governments, and corporations work together in a silent conspiracy to keep people financially shackled, dependent on loans, trapped by interest, and constantly feeding the machine. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. We'll uncover 1. How the system is built to trap you in debt. 2. Why banks and governments want you to stay in this cycle. 3. The exact steps to break free and build wealth on your own terms. Stick around, because these insights might just change your life. The debt trap. Why most people never escape. Let's break it down. How does the average person, even one who works hard and earns well, end up drowning in debt? Number 1. The high-cost life. Why debt feels unavoidable. For decades, the cost of living has risen far faster than wages. Since the year 2000, housing prices have increased by over 31%, while wages have only climbed about 10%. Education? The cost of college has skyrocketed, leaving over $1.76 trillion in student loan debt hanging over Americans. Medical bills, food, transportation, all creeping up, forcing people to rely on credit cards and loans just to survive. Let's say James graduates college and lands a decent paying job. He's already $40,000 in student debt. He needs a car for work, another $20,000 loan. Rent is high, so he uses his credit card for groceries and occasional expenses. Before he knows it, he's spending nearly half his income just to keep up with debt payments. This is the cycle most people live in, and it's no accident. Number 2. Banks don't want you to pay off debt. They want you to pay interest forever. Most people think banks make money by lending money. That's only half the story. They make the most money when you stay in debt. Ever wonder why credit card companies push minimum payments? Because paying only the minimum keeps you trapped in debt for decades. The average American carries a credit card balance of about $5,500. If you only make the minimum payments, it will take you over 6 years to pay it off, and you'd end up paying more than $3,000 in interest alone. This is by design. The entire financial system is built around fractional reserve banking, where banks create money out of thin air, lend it to you, and charge interest. You work for your money. They create it from nothing and profit from your labor. That's why even during economic crises, banks still post record profits. Number 3. Governments need you in debt to control you. But wait, you might ask. If debt is so bad, why don't governments step in to fix it? Because they need debt to function too. Governments operate on debt. In 2024, the U.S. national debt is over $31 trillion, and just the interest payments alone cost taxpayers over $1 trillion a year, more than the entire military budget. But here's the trick. Governments also profit from inflation. Inflation silently erodes the value of your money, but it also helps them pay off their massive debts with weaker dollars. That's why politicians love policies that promote more borrowing. Student loans, home ownership incentives, even tax deductions for mortgage interest. It keeps the economy running, but it also keeps you in the hamster wheel. The wealthiest people in the world don't just avoid debt. They use the system to their advantage. So how do you turn the tables? Let's talk about how to escape. How to escape the debt trap and build real wealth. It's not easy, but it's possible. Here's how to break free. Number 1. Stop playing by their rules. Take control. Most people don't even know how much debt they have. First step, face the numbers. Write down every debt, every interest rate, and every due date. Awareness is the first weapon. Number 2, prioritize paying off high-interest debt. Use the debt avalanche method. Pay the minimums on all debts. Funnel all extra cash into paying off the highest interest debt first. Once that's gone, move to the next highest, and so on. This method saves you the most money over time and accelerates your debt freedom. Number 3, build an emergency fund. Even if it's small. Debt happens because people don't have savings for emergencies. Start with just $500 or $1,000. This prevents you from relying on credit cards when unexpected expenses pop up. Number 4, increase your income. Cutting costs helps, but income is the real game changer. Learn new skills, start a side hustle, and negotiate your salary. The more you earn, the faster you escape. Number 5, don't fall for consumer traps. Big corporations spend billions convincing you that you need the latest phone, car, or gadget. You don't. Every unnecessary expense is money that could be working for you instead of against you. Number 6, invest and build assets. Once debt is gone, start making money work for you. Invest in index funds. Buy cash-flowing assets. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Most wealthy people don't drive brand new cars or finance their lives with credit cards. They own income-producing assets while everyone else is stuck making monthly payments. The game is rigged, but you can win. Debt is a system designed to keep you struggling, controlled, and financially drained. The rich don't play by the same rules. They understand the system and use it to their advantage. But here's the truth. You don't have to be a slave to debt. By changing your habits, prioritizing debt payoff, and focusing on building assets instead of liabilities, you can escape. Imagine a life where you wake up and every dollar you earn is yours to keep. No more payments, no more stress, just freedom. If you're serious about taking back control, start today. Not next week, not tomorrow. Today. The system is powerful, but your knowledge is stronger. The best time to take action was yesterday. The second best time? Right now. If this resonates with you, subscribe and share. Let's break the chains together.